All 5 starters finish in double figures for the Spurs. 24 off the bench for Keldon Johnson as well. And one of the more complete victories of the season for the Silver and Black as they top the Milwaukee Bucks 144-118. It's the most points in regulation for the Spurs since December 26th of 2021 against Detroit. Ironically, it was the last time they'd scored 115 through 3 quarters in a game as well. As we continue Spurs Live, Dan Weiss, TJ Ford, back upstairs at our Spurs Live desk. And, like I said to Chris, TJ, I mean, that was about as dialed in of a 48-minute performance that we've seen from the Spurs here in a long time.
Of course it was. I mean, I think it started off, the beginning of the game, going on a run and being able to show your dominance and showing your presence against a Milwaukee Bucks team that was coming off a loss to an opponent that people probably didn't feel they should have lost to, and they came out and we handled business from the first quarter all the way to the fourth.
And you do it, just across the board. We mentioned the 5 starters all finishing in double figures, but 3 20-point scorers tonight for the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama tonight, another 30-point game to go along with 14 rebounds and 6 blocks, 24 off the bench for Keldon Johnson. And how about this line for Steph Castle? 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's the first rookie in the NBA to do that since Victor Wembanyama last year.
What an impressive stat line. I mean, this young man has been performing well in his rookie season. This guy is someone that is getting better week to week, month to month, and he is continue to perform, build his confidence, and he's going to be a special player in this league. I keep saying it. His skill set, his size is causing a lot of problems at the point guard spot for his matchups, and he was able to come out tonight and help the team win.
Yeah, and with more on what they've affectionately called Area 51, let's send it to the 2 guys who called tonight's game, Jacob Toby, Sean Elliott. Guys.
Yeah, Area 51 is not just in the desert. It's here.
No, it's here right now.
In San Antonio, Castle, He's been so good. 5 of his last 8 games, he's had 20 points. He had 6 assists tonight, as well as the Spurs had 37 assists. They're 5-0 when they do that. Castle, though, amazing.
Yeah, we talk about his athleticism, taking the ball to the basket. He got to the line 10 times tonight. For a rookie, that's a pretty high number. But really, his court awareness and his vision is right now pretty advanced. Pretty advanced for a rookie. Sees the floor very, very well. Again, his jump shot to me looks good. He's just got to continue to shoot it and build his confidence. But we talked about Victor. We talked about Keldon, his performance off the bench. You cannot discount what this young man did tonight as a rookie. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, that is not bad at all.
Yeah, career high in rebounds for Steph as well with those 8. You pair him with Wemby. It's just an awesome pairing to see. Steph, the 4th overall pick, Wemby, number 1 from last year. That's the future right there for this franchise.
It's a great combination when you have these 2 guys on the court together. It seems like they have good chemistry already. We've seen more lobs from Steph to Victor, maybe than anybody else. And then, of course, Victor got it going. He started off on the interior, and then he got it going from outside. Here's one of those connections we're talking about. Beautiful spin moves by Steph. Drops it off to Victor for the big dunk. But Victor did a little bit of everything. It wasn't just 3 balls. A lot of mid-range shots, shots at the basket. Of course, blocking 6 shots. He was just all over the place. So another phenomenal performance from Victor. And what a way to celebrate your first All-Star appearance.
And so you have Miami tomorrow. Then the rodeo road trip. Try to get 2 of 3 here at home before you go on that trip, right?
Yeah. So don't start thinking about the rodeo road trip because Miami, they've been up and down, but they've seemed to find something. Kel'el Ware is a heck of a rookie as well. What a terrific young player. Shooting the 3 ball a lot more now. Catches a lot of lobs. Tyler Hero named an All-Star. He's an absolute baller. Nikola Jovic. We talked about him. He's got good size, played well against us in Miami. So they have a lot of key ingredients to build around. So this is a team that you can't take for granted.
And I think we're undefeated when this is
Oh, I think you're right.
won.
You did tell me that before the game. Yes, you did.
I'm just going to put that out there.
Well,
and thanks for the American Indians in Texas
Gotta
for
wear
sending
it
me
every
this
game.
nice bling as well. Dan, we'll send it back to you and TJ. Great win tonight.
Good win tonight, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Spurs and the Miami Heat tomorrow, TJ, as the Heat resting. They're already here in San Antonio, so tomorrow's one of those rest disadvantage games for the Spurs. I mean, good news is they were able to get the starters out there in the last 5 minutes, get a little extra rest for this quick turnaround tomorrow night against Miami.
It's going to be a quick turnaround, but as the guys in the locker room, the coaching staff, you have to enjoy that performance. I mean, that was a performance that every coach would love on the staff. Now you want to be able to carry that momentum into tomorrow's game against Miami Heat, who has their own obstacles that they're dealing with. And you don't want to give them any life with the things that they're dealing with Miami Heat organization.
We'll see them tomorrow night. Still plenty more to come about tonight's big win as the Spurs put up a season-high 144, a franchise record 24 made three-pointers. Two the easy way, though, for Keldon. More Spurs live after this. It's their first victory here at the Frost Bank Center in the calendar year 2025. So, well, better late than never. Obviously, you want to get that one before you go on the rodeo road trip and you're gone from this building for a month, TJ.
Oh, yeah. First win, they created a lot of history tonight under the Spurs organization, the things that they was able to do. And what a complete performance by all guys that suited up tonight. Great job by the coaching staff of being able to contain, even though Giannis had some crazy numbers, but they was able to keep the big three somewhat in check and also minimize the bench productivity.
Yeah, and the three-point shot was working tonight as well. Spurs hit a franchise record 24 three-pointers. Half their points tonight, 72, come from the long ball.
Yeah, I mean, one of my notes, I talked about it kind of at halftime. When Spurs are moving the basketball, getting a piece of the paint, kicking out to the perimeter, these guys are excellent shooters. 37 assists and 6 turnovers. It doesn't get any better than that in NBA basketball game.
And then you just get some of the wild circus shots from Victor Wembanyama as well, too. I mean, the one where they saved the over and back call. And I mean, again, it's a desperation shot. But even for him, he has such good touch for a guy of his size that even when it goes off the backboard, it just seems to drop right off the rim.
I mean, his shooting form is so beautiful that anything that he puts up, I'm a guy that also is thinking it's going in. So to be able to, get a shot off before the shot clock and it actually goes in, that was a big play, a good moment for all the fans, and also made Giannis just look like, what can we do to stop this guy tonight?
Yeah, and a big part of what was a 45-point third quarter that the Spurs really put a chokehold on this game and didn't allow the Milwaukee Bucks any more breathing room after that as the Spurs en route to a big win tonight at home, 144-118 over the Milwaukee Bucks. Devin Vassell, he's getting to the cup here around Brook Lopez. More Spurs Live, and we continue after this.
Keldon's a great start, kind of give you guys a boost coming out of the gate.
Yeah, I thought his energy and activity was great, and it's funny sometimes when you put yourself into the game and those effort and energy aspects, the ball seems to find you. You make a couple shots. I'm sure it's coach speak, but it does feel like it does happen more than it doesn't when you have the right approach where you just put yourself in the game in those ways where you're not dependent on the basketball.
Well, this isn't the first time it's happened, but is this type of game where you see Castle the rookie, Castle the inexperienced guy, and then Castle everything you expect him to become in the future?
Yeah, it's hard to tell young people to be uber aggressive and then be perfect on decision making. He's an extremely aggressive player that can do so many different things. He may crash the car every now and then. And I think it's fair that anybody would when you drive that fast and aren't as experienced. And I think you see him learning on the job, and he's making the same mistake less. And I think that's all you can ask for in a kid with the amount of effort and competitiveness he plays with. You live with a lot of that stuff.
Does he seem like the kind of guy who more and more you're trusting with the keys to that car?
I think he's a versatile guy that, yes, can play with the ball and make decisions for us, and we've seen that. And, again, we get guarded in such a unique way, almost differently every night, that it's different guys that we're going to play through or put in actions or, try to manipulate some of the spacing and things that we're trying to attack offensively. And he's one of those guys that plays a variety of roles for us in that regard.
I think the 10 free throws he had matched the season high. Is that sort of the aggression you're looking for him if the officials cooperate,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like you said, he 10 free throw attempts is a big number. So to think that he's going to maybe not force one, or there maybe was a kick out on one, or maybe he could have kept his dribble on one, those are learning lessons and things that we'll discuss and continue to partner with him in terms of his growth. But his aggressiveness is great, and it's nice when you have people that are as selfish as he is, because then you know the decision when he may have been aggressive and missed a kick out, that's just a learning moment, not where he was reluctant to pass to the open guy, because he still had 6 assists and 0 turnovers.
You mentioned pregame all the ways that Vic files away information about opponents, including Giannis the first time. How did you think he did against him the second time this season?
I thought he was great. I thought he matched the level of physicality and competitiveness, and he was expecting that tone of a game. And he did a really good job of matching that physicality and competitiveness, which, again, can be hard for a young player, but then also be poised and show composure and execute the game plan and not try to do too much. And so for some of these guys who, again, are continuing to get more games under their belt, you're starting to see some of that growth, and that's good to see from younger players.
Was the three-point shooting taking advantage of something they were giving you defensively, or is it just in case it becomes contagious?
I think a little bit of both. They do such a great job at protecting the rim. Sometimes they dare you to try to find open guys and be patient enough to get good threes, because you can probably get some early ones just because they do make such a conscious effort of protecting the rim. But I do think we did a great job of our passing was phenomenal tonight, just in terms of on time and on target. Those are something aspects that we've been really trying to emphasize, just getting your teammate the basketball in a spot where he can do something with it, and thought we did a good job of that tonight.
At the defensive end, what changed for you guys in the second half?
I thought we did a really good job of setting a tone at the start of the third quarter with our physicality and being really tight on our execution in terms of there were certain situations where we wanted to switch. There were certain situations where we didn't. And I thought we did a really good job of our communication. That's something we've really been trying to emphasize. And I thought Victor tonight, probably more than any, I felt he was quarterbacking the defense with his communication, which I think is another level for him. He does so many tremendous plays with his talent and his unique skill set. When he starts using his voice as a skill in connecting our defense as a team, it takes it to another level.
Is the challenge now not duplicating this, but having a measure of consistency tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think that's always a challenge. Typically, when you play well, you're trying to keep the consistency, and when you don't, you're trying to find it. And that's probably something we can copy and paste every game.
Last time you played these guys, they got away from y'all on the 3-point line. Was there anything different tonight? How did you feel you defended the perimeter?
Thought we did a good job. We talk a lot about trying to not require extra help and be able to contain the basketball in front of you for a little bit. And I think we also had competent offensive plays where it's all connected, right? The offense to the defense to the offense. I thought we did a good job on both ends of playing fast, but playing fast or with pace doesn't mean always quick shots. I think that's something that we did a good job of tonight.
Mitch Johnson discussing, TJ, just a plethora of great things done by the Spurs tonight on both ends of the floor, the offense and the defensive end. And another, building block when you're a young team and you're trying to get better is being able to do it consistently. And it's even tougher when the next game is less than 24 hours away. So it may not be perfect again tomorrow night against Miami when the Heat come to town, especially because they're rested. But that's what the Spurs are aspiring to do, is trying now to put together consistent performances together so they can start to stockpile wins.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal. I think Giannis does a lot to the whole mindset of a team and players, knowing that you got a top caliber player coming in and he's going to play hard. I think that intensity makes you have to lock in the night before. So now they cannot have a letdown coming in about to play the Miami Heat tomorrow. I think they have to be able to do these same things and get off to a good start in the first and in the third quarter. In January, their third quarters has been very, very impressive. At one point, we was talking about them having these different laps at the beginning of the third quarter, the entire third quarter. They have fixed those areas. And now, like Coach said, it's about them being poised. It's about them having their composure. It's about them communicating as a team. And obviously, when you have Victor doing amazing things and getting in the paint, it's hard for this team to be beat, I believe.
Good to see you, my man. Always great to have you on set. TJ Ford, always a pleasure joining us. Spurs play their final home game before the rodeo road trip tomorrow night, and they meet the Miami Heat. 7:30 over on Ken's 5. Get started with Spurs Live beginning at 7 o'clock tonight. 6 players in double figures, 30 for Victor Wembanyama, 14 rebounds, 6 blocks, 24 for Kelvin Johnson, 28 and 6 for the rookie Steph Castle. Spurs win at 144-118 for TJ Ford, Jacob Toby, Sean Elliott. I'm Dan Weiss saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow night over on Ken's 5. Have a great night, everybody.